Let's continue our journey through Flesh and Blood's comprehensive rules document. This video covers Chapter 1, Game Concepts, Section 1, Players. Click on the card above to catch up on Section 0 of this chapter. This may be the simplest section of the entire CRD. Let's dive in by defining our terms. Chapter 1, Section 1, Rule 1 states, a player is a person participating in the game. I know, mind-blowing stuff, but it needs to be said. For now, let's introduce a player. To get to the heart of this rule, let's continue with Rule 1A. To participate, a person must have a hero, a deck, a way to represent any tokens and counters that could be created by effects in their deck, play space, and a method to record life totals. Now let's recap all of Rule 1. A player is a person participating in a game of Flesh and Blood. In order to participate, this person must have a hero, a deck conforming to one of the methods of play, a way to represent any tokens and counters, a play space, and a method to record life totals. On to Rule 2. A player's hero is a hero card. Player, hero, hero card. Got it. Rule 2 has a couple of sub-rules. Chapter 1, Section 1, Rule 2A states, this document, the CRD, distinguishes the player as the person participating in the game and the hero as the hero card of a player. Chapter 1, Section 1, Rule 2B then states, a player plays the game as their hero. Card text makes no distinction between the player and their hero, identifying both identically. The term you refers to the player's hero, and the term opponent refers to the player's opponent's hero. Therefore, when examining the rules of Flesh and Blood, CRD will make it obvious when referring to the person playing the game and the hero the participating player is using. However, card text equivocates a player and their hero, which clears up the card game industry's occasional difficulty with the word you. I, for one, am glad that LSS has gotten ahead of any confusion with this straightforward rule. Rule 3 begins to cover deck construction and is an introduction to supertypes, which we'll cover again in Chapter 2, Section 10. Chapter 1, Section 1, Rule 3 states, a player's deck is a collection of non-hero cards. A card can only be included in a player's deck if the card's supertypes are a subset of their hero's supertypes. Using the CRD's example, let's talk about my favorite fab dad, Boltyn. If Boltyn is your hero, then you may construct your deck using cards with the same supertypes of Light, Warrior, and of course, Light Warrior. Additionally, cards with no supertype, generics, can be included during deck construction. More on this in the next video, but I'm inclined to tell you that a card's subtype is the kind of card it is. For example, Boltyn's subtype is Hero, and Ravenous Rabble's subtype is Attack Action Card. Supertypes are included prior to the subtype. Let's pull up Celestial Cataclysm as an example. Its supertype is Light, and its subtype is Attack Action Card, so it can be played by any hero who has the Light talent. Rule 3A adds another layer to the game before the game. If an effect allows a player to start the game with one or more cards with supertypes that are not a subset of their hero's supertypes, those cards may be included in their deck as long as they start the game as specified by the effect. As of this recording, there are no effects printed that utilize this ruling. So what would this look like? Since an equipment's effects would not become active until after you've presented your deck to the opponent, this kind of effect would have to be from a superseding rule from a hero, PvE, or specialized tournament. Lastly, for Rule 3, we have Sub-Rule B. A player's inventory is a collection of equipment and weapon cards in a player's deck. This is a newer addition to the CRD to accommodate Taylor, currently only available as a prize for cosplay contests or as a gift to professional cosplayers. 3B also provides language for how a player's weapons and armor pieces are part of the total deck size. The remainder of Section 1 includes 3 quick-fire rules. Rule 4 states, player's play space is an area for designated zones owned by and shared with the player. Chapter 3 will cover zones extensively. For now, we are defining play space since it was mentioned as a requirement in Rule 1. Rule 5 states, in a game, a player's opponents include all other players. This rule makes sense of typical Flesh and Blood games as well as its multiplayer format, Ultimate Pit Fight. However, the arrival of PvE will dictate adjustments to this rule, among others, including language to make the environment the opponent. Finally, Section 1 ends with Rule 6. Clockwise order is the order of players starting from the given player and progressing clockwise among the players when viewed from above. The next player in clockwise order is the player to the left of the given player. This style of play should be intuitive to seasoned gamers, but this is called the Comprehensive Rules document, and it lives up to its name. Thank you kindly for the view. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as we continue this series.